Seattle Connected, the show that connects you with entrepreneurs, business people, movers and shakers in our community, letting you know who they are first before they become household names, which we know they soon will be. Today with me is a very fly, very not flashy, but extravagant man about his business always. But to be about your business, you always got to know what time it is. And life is very important. Time is of the essence. So never waste time, because that's something that you can't get back. So he wants to make sure that you make every second as valuable as possible. Make the most of your time. Please give it up to the king of time himself, Mr. Richard Burnett.
Yes.
What's up, man? How was the intro?
Pretty good.
Was it all right? You good?
I like it.
Yeah?
I like it.
Cool. You go by Richard, or you?
Richard Burnett Jr.
Richard Burnett Jr.
Yes.
It sounds sophisticated.
Yeah, got to say the junior.
Yeah, man. Shout out to your pops.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what's up, Richard, man? How's life? How you doing these days?
Pretty well. Taking it one day at a time. Just making sure that I'm putting purpose into the time that I do have.
Yeah, that's real, man. So are you from here?
I am originally born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Lord.
Spent some time out there. Moved to Seattle, Washington. Pretty much raised out here, then went back. So it's like half and half.
Okay. Yeah, that's where my mom's side of the family's from. So it's like, I spent a lot of summers down there. Yeah, it was a different atmosphere, man. Cool. But yes, night and day. But it was good. It was good, man. My grandmother's house was, I think she was like maybe 15 minutes from Southern.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I know that area very well.
Yeah. That's what's up. When's the last time you went?
Last time I was there was in December. So the month before last, yeah. Yeah.
You ever go to the Bayou Classic?
Yes. Last time I was at the Bayou Classic was 2021. I was actually part of the business luncheon that they have with the players and coaches luncheon.
Wow, okay.
So my business was featured there, so that was a great thing.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say you were part of the band or something.
Nah.
Your drum line on.
I love music, but music isn't my thing.
Yeah.
I can appreciate it, but I cannot participate.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, like I can write songs for people to sing, but I can't sing myself. But it's good. I know my lane.
You're right, right. We got to.
Yeah.
We got to.
So, Richard, what made you want to become your own boss, be an entrepreneur? I know a lot of people think that it's easy. You can just throw on this hat. You see the post, you see I'm a boss, I'm a CEO, da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, okay. I mean, if everyone's a CEO, who's doing the work?
That is true.
If you don't have employees, are you really a boss? So what made you want to be an entrepreneur? Because that's something that becomes a full-time job. You're pretty much never off.
That is true. So my first inspiration came from my family. It came from my sisters. Being my sister, she's a painter. Her name is Kay the Paint Lady here in Seattle. She, was my first inspiration when it comes down to business wise and being business savviness and whatnot. So she always used to call me with like different scenarios that she's been through and stuff that she's facing, and we were always able to talk through it. I'm not sure where that wisdom came from, but like through different scenarios that she gave me and avenues that I helped her with and vice versa. We always found out a solution. So she was my first inspiration. And that was, ever since I was like ages probably like 16, up into like my early 20s. And then what kind of like, catapulted me into actually being a businessman is an organization in Baton Rouge called Community Pioneers. It's a group of black men that, build themselves up and build ourselves individually, and then we go out into the community and help them as well. And being in that community of people, community of black men, it was inspiring, people from all different walks of life when it came down to entrepreneurship, to corporate level, to being in, political positions, that was inspiring to me. So it just, brought that monster out of me.
Yeah. Richard, when did you develop your love of watches, since you have your own line, man? That's huge. When did you develop was it back in the day when you had the, what were they called? You need to have like the cartoon, or the you flip up the thing.
Yeah, I never had one of those.
Man, you never had one of those?
Yeah, I never had one of those. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, he was doing it big from the start.
Yeah.
Man, my son, I got him a Miles Morales one, and I think it lasted about 4 days. Yeah.
I can believe it.
Yeah, he handed it to me one day, like, yeah, Dad, here. I was like, what's up? The top came off. I was like, really? He was like, yeah, just looking at me like, you gonna fix it? What's up? I'm like, how did this happen? It's been 4 days. I said, all right, that's what kids do. Just say whatever. Right. But when did you develop your love for watches?
I always tell people, I wasn't a big watch fanatic as a kid. As I grew into adulthood, I always felt naked without a watch. I always felt like it was a statement piece, or if that it was just something that I needed to go with my wardrobe. If I didn't have one, then I'm like, okay, cool, I got to go back home and pick up a watch. But my actual love for the art of watches, the mechanisms, the different types of styles that goes into, having a watch, that didn't start until, months after I started my brand. When I was 25 back in 2019, that's when the love developed for it. And now you can't get me to stop talking about watches. It's a part of my life. It's everything, about who I am as a person.
Yeah, man, watches are dope because there's so many different types of watches, and they can kind of fit with someone's personality or what you're looking to accomplish. Almost like, an accessory that can go with your outfit, or it can just be something to, you make sure you have a good timepiece, man. That's important.
Yeah.
It's like a piece of art.
Yes.
Yeah. So, man,
absolutely.
Starting your own line, that's incredible. And that's an untapped market as far as young Black men. It's not everyone has a watch company or anything like that. That is really dope. Did that ever kind of shake you up, like, am I doing the right thing, or is this because a lot of time we shy away from stuff that isn't the norm.
Yeah.
You can come across someone who's doing this, and you might know 50 other people who's doing that same thing. But I'm just taking a stab in the dark, thinking that you didn't have any other friends who had watch lines, or
I did not.
No,
not at all. That was one thing. When I started, it was kind of like discouraging, and also like, okay, what are you doing? Like, Richard, like, come on now. Like,
did your family feel that way too?
Yeah, at first they didn't understand it. I had family, I had friends that I used to like lean on, and they would tell me like, hey, who's gonna wear your name? And they didn't say that out of like malicious intent. They said it out of just like not knowing the full, dream or the full spectrum of everything. But yeah, like you said, like, if there's 50 examples on how it should be done, it's easier. But being that I didn't have that example of like, okay, cool, how to do this, and if this is a certain type of business, there's 49 other templates laid out. It's easy to kind of emulate those 49 people and do it in your own way. But when it comes down to having something that hasn't been done on this scale from a person that that looks like me, it was extremely hard, and it was a lot of nights where I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah,
that's dope. Sometimes you have to step out on faith and just follow your heart, and let the chips fall however they must.
That is true.
Now, with your watch line, what's your most popular piece, would you say? Or before we go into that, how would you describe your watches?
I would say that in 3 different words: luxury, class, and style. And the reason why I choose luxury is because, you know, just having something that is not only like, okay, cool, I want the top thing, I want the most expensive thing, because anybody that knows my brand is not the most expensive. It's not, you know, astronomical. It's not an astronomical price.
Yeah.
But luxury can be done in subtleness. Luxury can be done in with simplicity. So that's why I choose the word luxury. And style is because, you know, style is subjective. It's what you make it. You know, some people may say like, hey, I can sport this with a suit. Some people say I can sport this with, you know, a summer outfit. So it's like style is something that is, you know, it's what you make it. And class, it, you know, basically puts it in, you know, a bucket of its own. So yeah, those three words is something that, you know, I stand by when it comes down to describing my brand.
You let your brand speak for itself. Sometimes the flashiest isn't always the classiest. You know, I just want to throw that out there. I just thought about that as you were talking.
Come on, thank you.
Because
I appreciate that.
Hey, man, I do what I can. I think that you having a passion for watches has helped your brand kind of have its own style, because you know what you're not trying to do. You know there's a million watches out there and you're like, okay, I can tell this is different from this because of this. And like you said, down to the mechanisms and all the details, you know how you want yours to be different and stand out. Like, okay, they're doing it that way. That's dope. But I'm going to do it my way. And it's going to separate me from them, because why would someone want to purchase what I have if you have the same exact thing right in front of you, you know, the same price or lower, whatever. It's like, I've told young cats that I've worked with on the music side, the world doesn't need another Tupac. Tupac's incredible, you know, still one of my favorite artists, but you can make an impact or strive to make an impact, but if you're trying to be him, why would they go with you instead of him?
Right.
We need someone who's going to put that passion in, but you got to develop your own, you know, style. Yeah. Richard, how many watches do you have for your brand, not for your own personal collection?
Right. I was about to say.
He was about to say, man, how much time you got?
Right. That is true. So I have a women's collection and I also have a men's collection.
You got a women's collection?
Yes.
That's what's
definitely.
Up. Yeah, shout out to the women.
I know when I first started, that was like one of the number one things. Like, you don't care about women, you don't love us.
Right.
So I had to like figure out, you know how to, you know, support my women as well.
Yeah.
About how many I have. So for on the women's line, I have about 11 that I currently have. And for men, it's about 12 different styles that I have available on my website.
Yeah. Shout out to the women. I gotta say that one more time. Shout out to the women.
Yes, definitely.
Yes. You know what I've learned is a lot of times in business, man, women are the biggest supporters.
Oh yeah.
I've known that,
Definitely.
But I've really learned it. Even some of the feedback I get with this show, some of the best feedback and most heartfelt messages came from women. Like, really, I appreciate what you're doing and keep it up. And, you know, don't let any of the negativity steer you from your path. And that kind of stuff means a lot. So, you know, I always got to shout out the women. Shout out to the women. Yeah, keep watching Seattle Connected. New episodes every Friday, 6 p.m. And if I'm not on, just check out another episode. Check out my man, Richard Burnett Jr.
Come on now.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Richard,
you're right about that.
Yeah. Why do you think watches are such an important thing across the world, from businessmen, businesswomen, foreign countries, locally? Watches are a thing that a lot of people take pride in, just like dressing up or just knowing what time it is, but knowing they have something that's going to make them comfortable in just their day-to-day lives. Why do you think that's such a powerful thing?
It's like a status symbol. It shows where you are in life. It shows character without having to speak. It basically is your own spokesperson, so to say. So, you know, let's take Rolex for example. Rolex is a big brand. Everybody knows about Rolex, whether you're young, old, middle age, whatever age. Everybody knows about that brand. So there are, you know, kids that are growing up, or, you know, young adults that are growing up and saying like, hey, I made it once I'm able to purchase a Rolex. You know, there's one guy that I met recently. He told me like, hey, you know, I really love your brand. I really love what you stand for. But me and my dad made a promise. We're not going to own another watch until we're able to afford a Rolex. And that meant more so of like, you know, a status symbol for them, achievement, a goal. So like when it comes down to, you know, watches at a universal scale, you know, it's like those are status symbols. Those are achievements. Those are things that people want to obtain in their life. So I just look at it as that. It's like, you know, you're striving for that, you know, that way of telling your story without having to speak.
Now, going back to what we were saying earlier, if you had to guesstimate how many watches in your own personal collection do you have?
So I keep mine pretty simple. So like I've had a lot of watches throughout my lifetime, but like in my personal collection now, I'm looking on my dresser right now in my head.
So you can't hold on. You can't say. Wait, listen. You can't say. You can't include your own. You can't include the ones that you wear from the Richard Burnett Jr. line, which is available right now. You have to. I mean, come on, just and be honest. Even if it's a watch that you don't really wear anymore, but you still have it. How many?
I would say about like 23. If we're not counting, you know, my own personal watches, that the line that I have, I would say about 23.
23. That's a magical number, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, 23. Damn, I gotta step my game up. I have like 3, and I didn't wear any of them today. Dang. Damn.
I peeped it. I was all like, okay.
I know, man. Listen, I usually have a watch, man. Watch past episode, man. It's caught me on an off day. Or maybe I was hoping you brought something for us to check out, and I could, you know, get a discount or something.
You caught me slipping today, man.
No, it's all right. It's all right. You know, Richard, are you working on any new designs right now, or you have stuff coming up, or you just kind of seeing how the inventory moves of the 12 women, 11 men? You said?
Yes.
Something like that.
So what I'm working on now is just like working with stronger materials, trying to figure out how to get into the titanium realm, trying to figure out how I can like fuse titanium and wood together. So just, I'm working on different designs, also focusing on more events out here in the Seattle area. So be on the lookout for that. So just more events, more designs that, you know, feature like more durable materials, and just, always trying to push, the stuff that I have as far as the designs that I have, getting into new places, new retail stores, new museums and stuff of that nature. So, always working. So events, new designs, and new retailers.
Yeah, did you hit up the Walk by Faith documentary premiere?
Oh no, I haven't. I actually missed that one.
Come on, man. Yeah, it was good. It was a good night. Anyone who was there, I know you had a good time. Walk by Faith documentary. It's on YouTube right now. Go to walkbyfaithdoc.com for merch and everything else. Shameless plug, but it was a very good documentary. I like that the events that I've seen you at, all of the events were different, but they had like meaning, like purpose. Like I first briefly connected with you this past summer at it was like not a job fair, but for small businesses out in Tacoma. The one that Sheila socialite through. This was at the Edison.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
I know
yeah.
what you're talking about.
It was that, and then I saw you at a different one by Communion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Midtown Square.
Yeah, a couple months ago,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
you're like making your rounds, and
Mm-hmm.
you have your watches laid out, and I see you engaging with people and talking to people, and some older lady was walking away at that event, and I heard her. She was like, "He's such a well-mannered, nice man. I like him."
That's the South in me.
Yeah,
Yep, that's the Southern hospitality.
yeah, and that goes a long way
Mm-hmm.
because you'll have people who might not be a watch person, but they know that their father is or their sister is, and they'll support you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's dope, man. I appreciate it. So how can people get a hold of you? How can people check out your line of watches or see what's going on in your world, man? Let the people know at home what you got going on.
So, of course, my name is Richard Burnett Jr. I'm on all social media platforms at r.burnettbrand. And you can also check out my full catalog at rburnettbrand.com. And again, that's rburnettbrand.com. You can check out my full catalog there. Thank you.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And you do shipping, or people have to meet you, or?
No, I ship, all around the world. Throughout my journey of being in business, about 5 years, I've shipped to about 46 states out of 50. So like I'm all over the United States.
Yeah, we got to get it up to 50 and then hit those other territories, man, all over the world.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're in another state other than Seattle, like some northwest states, some Midwest, let us know. Hit me up, rburnettbrand.com.
That's what's up. And I would encourage people to support. It is Black History Month. Support this man. But guess what? Every month is Black History. So support all year around, whether it's for a birthday, graduation gift, or it's I just want to tell you that I love you gift. Support this man, support his brand, spread the word. And I would like to thank you guys for watching. As always, I couldn't do this without you. Remember, it's important to take care of others, but please make sure you take time to take care of yourself. Until next time, stay connected. Peace.